Good morning everyone! Again, I'm Christopher Ramos Vergara, and for this day, pag-uusapan naman natin yung mga instructional materials na pwede natin magamit sa classroom or yung mga instructional software. Titingnan natin kung ano ba yung mga types ng instructional software as well the benefits and limitations ng mga software na ito. It is quite important for us to develop ng tinatawag natin na computer literacy, finding the right tools for the specific job. Okay, importante yan kasi it will help us to make our tasks easier and faster. So, pag-usapan natin kung ano ba yung mga type ng software na yan. Pero muli, isa munang pagbati mula sa pamantasan ng WebICA para sa Ghamag Teknolohiya. Gayon din mula sa Kolehiyo ng Edukasyon. Instructional software for 21st century teaching. Instructional software is a general term for computer programs used specifically to deliver instruction or assist with the delivery of instruction in a topic. Although software tools such as word processing and spreadsheets can also enhance or support instructional activities, software tools serve many purposes other than teaching, while instructional software packages are used exclusively to support the instruction and/or learning. Drill and practice software functions are exercises where students work with example items, usually one at a time, and receive feedback on their accuracy. Programs vary considerably in the kind of feedback they provide in response to the student input. Feedback can range from simple okay or no try again to elaborate animated displays or verbal interpretations. Now, let's try to find out kung ano ba yung mga types ng drill functions. Number 1, we have the flashcard activity. Flashcard activity. This is the most basic drill function arising from the popularity of real-world flashcards. Students see a set of questions or problems presented one at a time. The student chooses or types the answer, then the program responds with positive or negative feedback depending whether the students answered correctly. Flashcard activity websites such as Quizlet, StudyBlue, or Flashcard Machine allow the students to create a set of flashcards then practice using flashcards one at a time. Depending on the site, the software may tell the students that they got the correct information, or the website may provide feedback depending on their response. Next, we have the chart built-in activities. In this kind of practice, students were asked to complete a whole set of answers by filling in a chart usually on a time basis to test for accuracy. Then they receive feedback for all the answers at once. Next one, we have the branching drills. In branching drills, a more sophisticated form of drill and practice, the software moves the student to advanced questions after they get a number of questions correct at some predetermined mastery level. It may also send them back to lower levels if they answer a certain number of questions wrong. An example of branching drill software is the Flashcard Deluxe app that can be downloaded for Apple and Android devices. The app, while technically a flashcard activity, provides the user with a review opportunities and feedback as they answer the questions, whether correct or incorrect. The last type of drill functions, we have the extended feedback activities. In these drills, students get more than just correct or incorrect feedback. Some programs give detailed feedback on why the students got a problem wrong. With these drills, students may get more than just right or wrong response from the software. The software is designed to give the detailed feedback to the students, instructing them why they got the problem wrong. Now, on the next slide, tingnan naman natin kung ano yung benefits as well as the limitations ng drill and practice software. For number 1, it gives immediate feedback. Drill and practice softwares informs them immediately whether the responses were accurate, so they can make quick corrections. This helps both debugging or identifying the errors in their procedures and retention or placing their skills in long-term memory for future access. Number 2, it increases the motivation. In these cases, computer-based practice may motivate the students to do practice they need. Computers don't get impatient or give disgusted looks when the students give a wrong answers. And number 3, saving teachers' time. Teachers do not have to be present or grade drill and practice. Students can practice on their own while the teachers addresses other students' needs. Next, for the limitations. Number 1 limitations is instruction overuse or misuse. Some authors have criticized the teachers for presenting drills for overly long periods or for teaching functions that drills are ill-suited to accomplish. So we must be critical in using drill and practice software. If we want to develop yung mastery and retention ng students, pwede natin gamitin yung drill and functions or drill and practice software. Pero if we encourage critical thinking, hindi natin may implement yung drill and practice software since limited lang yung capabilities niya. Number 2, criticism by constructivists. Since it is identified so closely with traditional instruction methods, drill and practice software has become an icon for what many people considered as teacher-centered approach. After the drill and practice software, now we have the tutorial teaching functions. I know you're already familiar with tutorial, but this time, ikakandak naman yung tutorial through online or virtual na medium. Tutorial software is an entire instructional sequence on a topic, similar to teacher's classroom instruction. This instruction usually is expected to be self-contained instructional unit rather than a supplement to other instruction. Students should be able to learn the topic without any other help or materials. Unlike other type of instructional software, tutorials are the true teaching materials. Next, tingnan naman natin yung mga types ng tutorial teaching. Number 1, we have the linear tutorial. A simple linear tutorial gives the same instructional sequence of explanation, practice, and feedbacks to all learners regardless of their differences in their performance. With linear tutorial, the software will provide the students with the same instructional sequence of information, an animation, a conclusion, review or quiz, and then some feedback. Since they are self-paced, they allow the students to review materials if needed, without slowing down the rest of the class. So marami tayong pwedeng pagkunan or makuha ng information for tutorial teaching. For example, sa Coursera, marami mga courses and variety ng discipline na pwede natin i-take dyan na mag-a-add sa knowledge natin or mastery. Likewise, sa YouTube, hindi na lang siya basta for entertainment. Marami na rin tayong pwedeng makuha ng informasyon or mapanood na video tutorial sa YouTube. For example, in my case, pagka may mga nakalimutan or gusto ko mag-add ng knowledge, manonood lang ako sa YouTube. Whether it's about computer, education, or mathematics. Next one, we have the branching tutorial. A more sophisticated branching tutorial directs learners along alternate paths depending on how they respond to questions and whether they show mastery of certain parts of the material. So dito naman, depende sa mastery or sa kakayahan ng students yung iti-take niya na tutorial teaching. For example, in terms of music, magaling na mag-drums or mag-piano yung students, no need na i-take pa niya yung mga basic skills na need for playing the piano or the drums. Pwede na siyang mag-skip din, i-take niya na yung mga advanced lessons in playing the instrument. Okay, in another case or another examples natin for mathematics, for example, ang tinitake niya na tutorial is about operation of integers. Kung magaling na sa addition and subtraction students ng integers, pwede na siyang mag-proceed sa more advanced level. O pwede na siyang mag-multiply and divide ng mga integers. So, ganun yung logic or yung principles ng paggamit ng branching tutorial. Depende sa kakayahan ng students natin. In the next slide, tingnan naman natin kung ano yung benefits as well as the limitations ng tutorial teaching. Number 1, the same as drill and practice. It provides immediate and private feedback. Depende sa naging response or naging performance ng students yung magiging feedback. It also saves time in the part of the teacher. Since self-paced learning to, students can learn at their own rate. Kung medyo mabagal silang matuto or di nila masyado na-gets yung lesson, pwede nilang ulit-ulitin yung video tutorial or video teaching na pinrepare ng teacher. Or kung mag-advance naman sila, pwede silang mag-skip and mag-proceed na sila sa mga higher level ng video tutorial. Number 2, it offers instruction that can stand on its own. Ngayon, ito, pwede tayo mag-share ng information through video tutorial. So, no need na ng other materials or other types of applications or software. The instructional video itself can stand at its own. Now, for the limitations, tingnan naman natin kung ano yung mga limitations ng video tutorial or ng tutorial teaching. Number 1, criticism by constructivists. Okay, since ano rin siya, more on traditional approach din to, teacher-centered din yung video tutorial natin or yung tutorial teaching natin. Since dominated by the teacher. Okay? So, number 2, lack of well-designed products. Ito, number 1 problems ng mga teachers is yung pagpe-present ng lesson through video tutorial. So, hindi pa masyadong technologically inclined yung mga iba nating teachers. Lalo na yung mga hindi technologically savvy or hindi sila technologically native. Okay, pero now, yung mga teachers natin nag-i-improve na because of the pandemic. Na-force yung mga teachers natin na mag-provide ng mga video tutorial or ng mga video presentation for the lesson. As the time pass by, nag-i-improve na tayo and made-develop na rin natin yan siguro. Okay, one thing siguro or one aspect na nakikita ko kung ba't hindi tayo makapag-provide or mga teachers ng good instructional video or ng tutorial teaching is teachers have lack of equipment and training. Siyempre, para makapag-provide ka ng isang magandang instructional video or presentation, dapat may mga maganda kang equipment. For example, meron kang camera, may DSLR ka, may ring light ka, then yung microphone mo dapat high quality yan. And yung mga gamit na yan, hindi naman siya basta-basta nabibili or medyo may presyo or kamahalan yung mga gamit na yan. So, yun yung isa sa mga factors kung ba't hindi tayo makapag-provide ng mga magandang video presentation or ng tutorial teaching. Another thing, teachers don't have enough time or limited lang yung time natin para makapag-provide ng mga ganitong instructional materials. Kasi aside from teaching, meron pa tayong mga extracurricular na responsibilities o mga gawain. For example, may mga paperworks pa tayong kailangan i-accomplish and engage din tayo sa mga ibang departments ng government such as DOH, NDRRMC, and others. So that will be the end of our presentation for this week. So ngayong araw, pinag-aralan natin kung ano ba yung drill and practice software and tutorial teaching. Next week, pag-aaralan natin kung ano ba yung mga iba pang types ng instructional software, as well its benefits and limitation. If you have any questions, you may PM me or mag-message lang kayo dun sa my group chat natin. Thank you. Have a good day.